just because I felt like rocking. She's a physical illustration of a man's imagination as she captivates his attention on the street corner. He pulls over on the side as he looks for a cop staking out in his ride, so he slips a $500 on the slide before he gives her 3 letters that will help send her body to the coroner. Transaction completed. Several months or years from now, you see her body laying lifeless because her soul was just deleted. She has sisters just like her, giving men the pleasure of a God-given treasure through the frictional pleasure of her hydraulic water pressure. Thinking that she couldn't do anything else with herself, she began to listen to the peer pressure of her so-called friends, Benjamin, Ulysses, and Thomas, who said that without them, her current standard of living wasn't big enough to measure. By now, she's covered every single corner of the globe. I mean, especially every single state on the United States map. She even tried to step to me, despite the fact that she might have syphilis, VD, or clap, as she said to me that she wanted me to be the bridge that would fill in the hole in the gap. Sorry, shorty, but I don't get down like that. I wouldn't hit that kitty cat if I was stroking in and out of you with 2 lubricated hats. See, sometimes hats and lubrication can't stop my seed's destination to meet with your eggs and establish a correlation. And as a revelation, a bond is formed between the two. The mark you found your soul is blue, all because you missed your period of menstruation. You want me to perform an act of love to you and give you restitution? Be for real, Ma, you're an employee of the profession of prostitution, and I'm not giving up my money to support someone who thinks a kitty's the best attribution. See, this woman is choosing many ways to die through a process of elimination, destroying the mind and the body, which is the incubating carrier of God's creation. See, she loved the fact that men pay her for the sexual sensation of vaginal penetration, but she never realizes the consequences of his ejaculation. A baby or death. With her life, she's playing another form of Russian roulette, and in the act, it's probably how she'll take her final breath. Now she's lost. She's caught up in a lifestyle being pimped by her boss, and the price she had to pay was the soul that she lost. When she was still alive, she had the chance to decide, do I want to be a man's victim or the victim of a sexually transmitted homicide? I now see her in music videos backing that thing up as if she was a high-class concubine. She thinks that she'll be well taken care of, but brothers is the urban rhyme. Now, sure, she performs with a man sexing to an ecstasy or physical euphoria, but when he finds out that something is wrong, that's when he realizes that he just paid her to get chlamydia. And her pimp? Some may call him the big brother watching over us, but for short, we just call him Uncle Sam. You see, she's so confused about how she got to be the way that she is, that she often says to herself, I don't recognize who I am. See, this process has eliminated all outcomes, ideas, and possibilities to the point where she believes that she can't do anything else with herself because gonorrhea and herpes in the seams of her mass testes. See, her life was slowly being eliminated only because her white blood cells are no longer strong enough to cure the blood that was contaminated. And as I stated before, she has friends that dictate her lifestyle by giving her financial gratification because she gives the male species sexual elation through the borsal cavity of frictional elevation. But there's a stipulation. See, her body is now a franchise, in which case she's now open at nighttime and at sunrise. And she realizes there's nothing but despair in her eyes. The despair is too much for her to handle, so her eyes swell up with so much emotion that she can't bring them down before she cries. See, Shorty graduated from the School of Hard Knocks with a bachelor's degree in men's cocks and is now working on a master's degree and working every block from here to the naval docks. Her lifestyle wasn't something she was able to elevate, and as the process went along, she could no longer differentiate between this kind of liking or really loving men for her lifestyle that the money could create. You see, Shorty got her start by doing it for the purpose of recreation and gain her own physical sensation, but when the recreation became her profession, she no longer had to use discretion. But there was an intervention. See, her life was cut short as she was gunned down by one of her regulars before her body was sent to the underground casket convention. She employed herself in the institution of prostitution because she found loopholes in the American Constitution. And even though the killer may have been the one that was sentenced, she was the one who paid the ultimate prosecution through sexual execution. Peace.